Good morning, traders. Welcome back to another live stream here. My name is Zach. This is Real Deal Futures. Make sure you read what's on the screen. Trading's risky. Most traders lose money. If you trade, you're probably going to lose all or more of the money that you trade with. I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. I'm just an idiot here yapping about YouTube, yapping about trading on YouTube. Man, I'm going to get this perfect one day, but not just yet. Make sure you do your own research, make your own trading decisions, read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is, even in funded prop firm accounts, and the affiliate and partnership disclaimer that says I stand to make money from links and codes in my content like Top 1 Futures and code RDF. Let's hop on the charts on this beautiful Thursday, May 8th. We have quite a day ahead of us. We have Trump speaking at 10 a.m. We'll talk about that in just a minute. But market is opening up right now. We are 9:30 a.m. Eastern and 30 seconds. Good morning, chat. What's going on, guys? Great to see you. Great to be back. We got a couple things rolling today here. I am on the Project X platform. This is ES. We're looking at the 1-minute chart right now. Going to drop out to the daily. If you guys want to check this out, this is Top 1 Futures, the instant funded futures prop firm. I am copy trading across 3 instant funded 150Ks. Working my way, making my way downtown, working my way to where it's a payout. So looking at the daily, jumping right into it, and then we'll talk about the 10 a.m. Wild card that we got coming up, the unannounced as of yesterday conference that is likely to shake some things up. We got past the 8:30 a.m. red folder news, but I'm anticipating today to be a wild ride. So we know what's been happening up here. Last week we were really pushing the upside. This week we've started to pull back. Nice bullish bar forming after we swept down below these lows right here, just starting the daily. And really nice push up all the way back up around highs. I had this zone marked for the last couple days. That's our overnight high. We start to crack this to the upside. This is going to look like a beautiful bottom, pull back up, bottom push up, pull back down, try to continue, sweep below lows to take off again. Same thing up here, sweep below lows to take off again. This is going to look clean to the upside. We start to push. I think we could really start to run for the highs. Next level above current, day session, what I would be looking at would be the 750s in ES, then the 5800s. Both those levels marked. Conversely, we could chop around, right? We could hang out up here. We might not just break right out. You can see, obviously, this is some back and forth price action. We've kind of consolidated up here, albeit, looking like we're still forming some bullish price action. So we could see some chop up here as well. But we are past the FOMC rate. 10 a.m. I think might really send us for a loop. Again, we'll talk about that in just a moment. But looking at the 15-minute chart, some pretty gnarly consolidation. We can see what we did yesterday. Really big push to the downside, wicking below these, and that was the start of the move back up. We really popped and have continued to hold overnight on the announcement, I believe, that Trump is going to be speaking about something. But in any event, just looking at the technicals, not worrying too much about fundamentals. Push to the upside. We've held above VWAP through overnight session, came all the way back up to the highs of this level. Looking left, these are last highs outside of looking all the way back to the beginning of April. So we are at a key level here. Are we going to break out to the upside and run today? We're certainly making the case for it on higher time frames, right? Which way is this chart going, guys? Would we draw an arrow down and to the right? No, we would draw an arrow up and to the right. We are trending to the upside here. If we zoom way out on the 15-minute, we are obviously trending to the upside. If we zoom farther out than that, the hourly, 4-hour, 1 day, you could say we sold off from all-time highs and we're still, holding downtrend structure. But just to kind of frame this, we could certainly chop up here. We could certainly, reject and turn to the downside. But I think this made a serious case, sweeping below these lows and then continuing to the upside all the way to this high. It made a case that we might be looking for higher prices here. Before this 10 a.m. news, which is what I'm going to look to trade, if we can, I'm looking for it to just kind of chop around, be rangy, consolidating. We pulled off that high. We did not want to blast to the upside off of this open. I could see some VWAP chop. I'm going to look for some levels on bookmap to help me out. We had some below price. Yeah, down to the 70s. I could see that for a reversion back towards VWAP. But looking somewhat weak coming into the open, right? We were sitting right at VWAP, chopping back and forth. We had our 8:30 a.m. news. We cracked through VWAP on that. We've kind of just chopped back around here. I could see a sell-off pretty aggressively, sweeping below this low, and then potentially a buy back up just to this area of high volume, anticipating that we don't just start to break and blast to the downside before we got Trump speaking. But we could just see really tight, choppy, rangy conditions for the morning. So we'll have to wait and see. So right off the rip, again, I'm looking long. I'm looking long just based on everything that's happened over the last few days, weeks. Initially on this movement, I don't have anything. I could see us chopping around here back and forth to VWAP. First couple minutes into the open, I try not to jump directly in. But if we start to push to the upside, I'd look for a short. I'd look for a short back down to VWAP. Probably just try to play within this choppy consolidating area around VWAP that I'm anticipating ahead of large news. Trump press conference. So that's kind of the thought process. But I want to wait to see how this starts to open up over the next 5 to 10 minutes before I really try to pull anything. Big, strong, bullish price action through the overnight session. Return to VWAP. We could just be coming right down to VWAP here and be blasting off right back up towards the highs. I could see that happening. But again, like yesterday, where we had this really gnarly back and forth crazy price action, before red folder news events, oftentimes, that's what we do. Just kind of chop around and consolidate. Wait for that information to come out. So I'm looking at bookmap. Yeah, 5,700, obvious key level. You know, constant buyers and sellers getting involved here. I could see a return up to that level and then maybe a pullback down. We start to sell off. It looks like the sellers might want to take it to the 70s. We got pretty thick orders on the book up until the 70s, so this could wick to the downside really aggressively. I'm gonna have to wait to see how this opens up. We cracked to the 700s again, 5700s. I may look for a short back down. There is another 100 on the book, 130 on the book, up at 717, all the way back up. Yeah, obvious level. But I could look for a kind of a counter move after a wick up to the 5700s. Conversely, we sell off on this. I could try an aggressive buy. You saw how well my level was held yesterday. The 20s, I can't remember what actual number it was, but it was held to the tick, and that was the bottom. Doesn't always work out like that, of course, but I'd like to trust these levels. So, in any event, appreciate you guys hopping on, man. Thanks for being here. Smash like, smash subscribe. If you're new, I'm here almost every damn day showing you what real trading looks like for me. I run a 100% free trading Discord. We'll be happy to have you in there. We do giveaways on these live sessions. Not every single one of them, but you got to be here. Last one was Tuesday. We got one more that's going to be today or tomorrow. I'm not going to tell you guys, but if you're on here, you'll have a chance to win. While we're waiting for this market to open up, we'll talk about that real quick. Remember, guys, I'm partnered with Top 1 Futures. I cannot stand to be unbiased, but I'm extremely bullish on them. This ends tomorrow. 55% off and anytime payouts ends tomorrow. Code RDF. Link is in the chat. If you want to capitalize on the best deal, I have a good indication that this is getting rolled back considerably. What do I know, though? What do I know, right? So you got till tomorrow, 11:59, if you want to check out Top 1 Futures. That 55% off and anytime payouts is going to be rolled back. Their standard is 50%. Code RDF gets you 55% plus the anytime payouts. Do your own research, read the rules thoroughly, ask their support questions, decide this stuff for yourself. But I try to really plug stuff before a change in anything, which I've done, in the past for anybody that I'm working with, and deals going away. So it was very aggressive off of their launch all the way through, celebrating 1 million in payouts in the first month. If you want in, now's your chance. Don't go crying. It's so funny. Like, I always see their Discord, and people even ask me, can I still get the deal? Can I still get the deal? Like, the day after. Like, no, man, there's a line in the sand, right? You don't have to take advantage, but when it ends, it ends. And they didn't announce it, like, a whole bunch of times until this week. But it's until tomorrow, May 9th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern. After that, I don't know what it's going down to, but The word is it's getting rolled back considerably. So here we go, starting to sell off. Let's see if we hit these 70s, man. Let's see if we hit the 70s. Again, let's take a look at bookmap together. Not again, because we didn't look at it. This is my favorite order flow tool, bookmap. Here's why I'm looking at the 70s. If I zoom out, you'll see on the candlestick chart as well. But I'm looking at the 70s to have kind of the last bit of liquidity up until we would sell off all the way down to the 50s, another 20 points lower. I wouldn't mind an aggressive buy for a reversion play back to VWAP, back up towards this level here. Wouldn't mind that for the first initial play. Don't know if we get that. We might bounce here. Obviously, key level. You don't need bookmap really or anybody else to tell you that at a big round psychological number in ES, we're going to have a lot of orders. We have that today at the 5700s. Up above, we have more to the upside. If we started to break above that, we do have some that could carry us all the way up towards the 750s. Not too much down below, although it's not nothing, right? Not completely thin. But as you can see to the upside, we have quite a few more orders, and that is supporting this bullish trend, right? Big bullish movement. It looks like we want to run the highs. Gun to my head, I say around 10 o'clock. We got some more going on at 65, 665. Gun to my head, which is just pure speculation, and I'm not going to be able to trade this way on the 1 minute. I think we jump. I think we run today. I think today could be a big bullish day. We get past, or Trump comes out and completely just tanks the market, says like the opposite, and it's a complete opposite move. We end up with an insane bearish candle, long wick to the upside on the daily, and we just we sell off because he pulls some crazy wild card move. But I could see this moving to the upside. We got past multiple red folder news events. The market's been interpreting all of it as positive. Even every quick sell-off is a sweep below lows and then immediate bought back up. There's obviously a lot of bullish momentum and volume in this market. Just looking day over day, week over week, it looks like we want to continue to climb. And we are primed for it today, looking at the candlestick chart. We are primed for it, looking at order flow, at least for right now. So we got about 20 minutes until Trump starts talking, man. This could get volatile. I was looking for a trade before this because during it could be really difficult. A pullback down towards the 70s, I'm getting long, and I would hold on to it towards the 5700s. I think him speaking could immediately result in a stop loss and a wick to the downside, but it's not something I wouldn't mind, holding into if I have a good trade. So right here, right now, I have nothing, chopping below VWAP. We did start to sell off. I could see a short through these levels to the downside, but I'm not going to look to trade this directionally, especially not jumping in short in a market that's just been on a tear, or not on a tear, but it's been showing a lot of strength. I won't say it's been on a tear. So again, that's my first play thought process. If we start to sell off aggressively down through the 75s, the 70s, I'm going to look aggressively long. Really not waiting for much of a pullback or reaction, just, a little hesitation, try not to jump in on a, knifing to the downside candle, although I would do it in this instance. 5700 to the upside could be a target. VWAP could be a target. Again, we are approaching about 15 minutes, 17 minutes to Trump speaking. It is a conference. He tweeted, or a couple people tweeted, news reported that it's likely to be a very impactful conference. So it's a wild card type deal. So we're gonna have to see how that looks. Yeah, I liked the 70s, right? This wouldn't look bad for a pullback down all the way to this level, right? Kind of the top end of this area of consolidation. These highs, these lows that were put in through yesterday's session, right? Not all the way down to, last week's value area high, yesterday's value area high, but kind of just a deeper dip than what we just did. I would have been okay with an aggressive long, but this might be all we get. This looks like it might be all we get. We start to sell off again. I'm going to try it. That's my first thought process. To the upside from here, I'm not going to take anything just yet. Although this is not a bad structure for a back to VWAP type setup. Again, these are tough. These are tough markets with all this crap going on, man. You know, it's tough to trade through Trump speaking. It's tough to trade through red folder news events, and there's a lot of them. This week, there has been a lot, right? We've been dealing with it pre-market, during our session. You know, it's a lot. So, and I see you guys talking in the chat. What's going on? What's going on? I'll answer some questions. I'll talk with you. I'm just a little bit focused up, trying to really be ready to trade. So I hopped on early. I was at my desk early, trying to be ready to get a trade on before that 10 a.m. event, because I think it could just send the market for a loop, create really difficult to work with price action and market structure, and just not really give me a lot of opportunities for the rest of the day. So my goal is not to like get a trade on into it, but you know, I'm waiting patiently for an opportunity. I could see us if we swept below this area of low volume, swept below this low, and we start to crack back up to the upside, breaking structure. I could see us moving higher. It's just not the right risk structure. I don't know that I want it from up here with a stop loss just below this low. You know, with all that liquidity to the downside, I'd really would have loved to see a clean out of everything, and then a small rejection, a small reaction to start. I'm getting long, you know, on that.
We get it. We're the same way.
But we might not see that. Might not see that. $675's got a lot, and all the way down to 65s now. Yeah, this is gonna be dicey ahead. Anyway, we'll hang out, we'll watch it. I don't have something immediately setting up, but again, if you hopped on late, because I see the views always jump and go back and forth, I try to keep everybody in the loop on anything that's really important, and that would be Trump speaking in about 15 minutes. We got a conference coming, 10 a.m. Eastern, wild card type of deal. Right? It seems like it could be impactful. It might be a whole bunch of nothing, right? Market might just keep doing what it's doing. But I would be aware of that. I would structure your risk. I would decide if you want to just absolutely sit out. If you do decide to trade, the way that you should every day, but even more important today, would be to structure your risk and accept your risk, right? Put a stop loss in place. Maybe use the risk settings, use a personal daily loss limit, a personal daily profit target, and whatever that number is, accept that for your P&L on the front end, man, because it can happen very, very quickly in these markets. Let's see, we gonna get a wick lower on this? I could try it. I could try it. So now I'm looking towards the 665s. That would be an aggressive sell-off, but I would try it aggressively long for a reversion back to VWAP, an initial pop. But I'm going to have to see what happens as we start to break these lows. Week into the open, really counter to what we saw all the way through the end of yesterday in the overnight session. So a little bit conflicting information. It's not like we're popping to the upside here and it's super duper clear for longs, but I'd play this long back to VWAP. Not a whole lot by way of structure and volume down here, obviously, as you can see on my chart. So I am leaning on bookmap for this, but let's see what happens as we start to sell off here. And again, appreciate you guys hopping on. Welcome to the show. What's up? What's going on, everybody? Good morning. Good morning. Longs for sure. Seen some retracement yesterday. Seen some, retracement points below. But honestly, this whole week has been chopping up. End of last week's opening bell zone. Thursday, Friday from last week. Yep. Here comes the sell. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Let's see how we react to these 75s. Yep, here we are right now. Rusty taking a look. Damn, I just noticed you got the summer cut. Yeah, man, I got my bi-decade cut. So I hadn't had a haircut in like 2 years. How long you typically recommend watching? 30 minutes has been working best for my back testing. Yeah, 15-minute opening range is pretty sweet. The initial move in the U.S. indices can be very, very volatile. It can be difficult to work with. You know, I would be really cautious off the open on the U.S. indices. It can just tend to be very, very aggressive. So here we go, selling into the 70s, right? So initial point was this 670 level. We got 165 on the lot at 65. So now I'm readjusting. My game plan is potentially the 65s, aggressively long. We come down and tap that. I'm going to expect to bounce. It's not something that I would want to hold on to all day. I think it would be a very quick stop out or quick take profit. If we reject here and come all the way back up, it completely negates the trade. 10 minutes, 11 minutes to Trump speaking. So we're gonna have to wait and see on this, but I'd look aggressively long at the 665s because it's the last level of liquidity. We blast through that to the downside, and I would go with a pretty tight stop because if we don't turn and burn to the upside there, I think we're quickly heading all the way down through the 50s. That would be the next level on the chart. So I'm gonna look for a reaction here, back up towards this area of high volume, if not VWAP. From the 665-ish. We are testing a pretty big level right here, and we might leave the 65s. I'm gonna need a really aggressive buy, a really aggressive entry on this if I'm gonna take it long. Because I'm gonna run a tight stop. I'm counter to this initial move to the downside. I'm not gonna run a huge stop loss. So I really will need to wait patiently, either miss the trade, because the market doesn't reach my level, or get a nice entry and then take a stop loss or a take profit based on the level that I'm waiting on. So didn't even hit the 70s on that one. Traded 71.5, and we're starting to find some buyers there. We might pull up on this right here, but still a lot on the book all the way down to 65s. I think we can aggressively hit that. So again, I'll mark it on my chart with some 193, 188. Yeah, 193 now. Yeah, we got liquidity all the way down here. I'm not going to trade above that with a stop loss right here. I don't think that's a super smart play, but we're pulling back, finding some buyers. Maybe a little break and retest before we continue lower. Again, if we rip back up to the upside after just tapping this level, leaving the 70s and the 65s, I'm not in. Not in on it. See what we get here. Again, I'm looking at the 70s as well, so I'm going to throw one right here. We shall see what we get. But again, appreciate you guys hopping on, man. Smash like, smash subscribe. What's up, guys? Hey, Zach, we're here for the giveaway. Here we go, guys. Here it is. It's not giveaway time yet. Chill out. Just so you know, this is what we're looking at. 2 instant funded 50Ks per week given away on the stream. It's random times, random days. My stream starts the same time almost every damn day, 9:30 a.m. Eastern. You got to be here for a chance to win. I drop a form. This is kind of a common way to do it, but I drop a form here randomly. I announce when we're doing it. You guys fill the form out. You got a chance to win. I randomly pick a winner. Somebody's funded that day. That's the play. So if you want a chance to win, hang out on the stream. 2 a week is what I'm going to run so far. Probably mix in there some cash giveaways as well. Just some extra fun stuff, but no promises outside of so far 2 straight to funded 50Ks per week. Random days, random times. Again, it's to support the peeps on the stream that are hanging out here with me. No purchase necessary. You got a hell of a good chance to win because, as you can see right now, there's 32 people on here, right? So if I dropped it right now, you have a 1 in 32 chance of winning an instant funded account. I think that's pretty good relative to what I see on Twitter and everywhere else. So how about we do a duck race? Got 2 instant funded accounts yesterday using code RDF. I appreciate you, John. Thank you. Currently at the bottom. Awesome. Great odds. We're here for the giveaway. Yeah, man, hang out. How do we participate? Just explained. Waiting for the 630s. Okay. Yeah, all the way down. Nova's looking for the 630s. Yeah. Last week, point of control, right? Key level. That was our overnight low and right near our value area low. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, yesterday's point of control. So very, very key level to return to. I could see that. Again, for me, I would look aggressively long on this. It would be right into Trump speaking, so it would be a quick stop out or take profit, in my opinion. But I'm looking for a clean out of liquidity down below, you know, the 65s to 70s, somewhere within this area, for an aggressive long back up towards VWAP, counter to this initial movement. But with the higher time frame and morning session, I just see this being a very, very bullish day, if not choppy. We've already sold off. I like it from down here. I can't run risk like this. I want it from here with risk down here, right? Because I think if we sell off all the way down into the 50s, we are coming down to through the 50s, potentially the 30s, right? So I like it down here, but not right at the 75s, man. But this might be all it does for me. Yeah, liquidity's still in the book all the way to 65. I'm not taking it above this level. I would get aggressively long at 65. Probably around a 10-point stop loss. That's what I've been running with one contract. Give myself a couple trades on the day. And yeah, see what the market's got. But we are coming up on Trump speaking, guys. About 5 minutes, 4.5 minutes to Trump starting to speak. Again, it's a conference, so we might not see like volatility right away. It's not a data release, like an FOMC number or something. It's a conference, so you know, sometimes it doesn't start right then. Sometimes people ask questions. It's a wild card type of deal. Starting to kind of bottom here. This doesn't look bad, but I can't do it with this down here. Doesn't look bad for a long, but I can't do it with this down here. You know, long with a stop right below this level. Looks like it might pay. You know, you would need 7.5 points if you went with something real tight like that, just to hit a 1-to-1. I think that can be easily hit. I'm just not a fan of doing that with so much liquidity right down here and Trump about to hop on. So we're going to hang tight. At least I'm going to hang tight. Let's see what we get today. But appreciate you guys hopping on, man. Appreciate you being here. If you're here from the Discord, welcome. If it's your first time here, welcome. Subscribe if you want to chat for next time. Just explain the giveaways. Everybody's get chances to win, man. Straight to funded accounts from Top 1. If you want to check out Top 1, again, I'm going to yap about this a whole bunch of times so nobody hits me up crying tomorrow. This ends tomorrow, 11:59 p.m. Eastern. End of day tomorrow, May 9th. 55% off and anytime payouts free. It's getting rolled back considerably. Now's your chance. Remember, I'm partnered. I'm affiliated with Top 1. I stand to make money. I cannot be unbiased. Do your own research. Make your own decisions. Watching the market pull back. Yeah, this started to look okay from down here for a long. Like I said, not bad with an aggressive stop like right underneath this for a move back up to this area of high volume. Even if we're going to continue lower, this didn't look bad, but not with big stacks of liquidity right down below price. Just not the play. So here we are, about 30 minutes in. No setup, really no setup. Long at the open, if you were just like immediately long, short, short at the open. If you were immediately short off of VWAP, that would have paid. I don't know anybody that trades like that, just picks a direction into the open arbitrarily. Yeah, not too much to work with just yet. And we are a couple minutes away from Trump speaking, so we're going to have to see how this starts to react. Again, guys, I'm going to look aggressively long down here. I don't love that we started to pull back up to this area. If we trade all the way through this, I'm going to have to be cautious on looking long down here. We turn back down like we're doing right now and come and hit it. I might try it. Again, I think this will generate a very aggressive take profit or stop loss. I think it will be hit very quickly, right? I think Trump's likely to start speaking. We're likely to see an increase in volatility. But that's really all I have setting up at the moment. Even if we blast through these levels, I think we're headed to the 50s, the 30s, and I'm just wrong on direction. We are not going to pull back up to VWAP for this session outside of just tapping it at the open here. We're not going to go check out the 5700s again. But yeah, algos are still on. Got about a minute until Trump is scheduled to start speaking. Again, it's a conference. It's not a data release. Sometimes those things are, these things are even more unpredictable and difficult to work with. they answer questions. You don't really know what anybody's going to say, right? It's not a number. So we're fixing to find out. But let's see what we get coming into this 10 a.m. time frame. Again, looking aggressively long from a couple levels off bookmap back to VWAP. We might not do it though. But here we go, guys. I'm locked in, looking long down here. I would take it on an aggressive crack to the downside, which we may get pretty quickly. 10 a.m. opening up. Yeah, still have liquidity on the book. 5,700 got pulled. 5,700 to the upside got pulled. And looks like it's moved around in a couple different places. Still up above price, but not here. Looks like we got some at 687.5. That's some liquidity above price. Not a whole lot at 10 a.m. Kind of just continuing to find a bottom here and look like we want to pop back up to the upside. Leaving a whole lot on the book right here. Not a play for me. If I'm going to take something, really aggressively long as we're selling off, I'm going to wait for us to reach a level. We don't reach a level, no trade, right? No setup. But again, I appreciate you guys hopping on. For my first ever futures account, what instrument is best to trade? I'm going to run with a 25 account and move slow, instant funded. I also noticed futures traders use the 1 minute and 2 minute chart. So my friend, here's what I would do first. If you're asking that question, I think you're probably best continuing on demo, right? Before you put risk on the line, you should have quite a bit of consistency and a reason to believe that you stand to make money in a funded account. So I would have a lot of confidence in what you're trading, your risk management plan, your approach, all of that fun stuff before you put money on the line in a funded account. That would be my 2 cents there. So I would keep it on demo until you're comfortable there and you know exactly what you want to trade into a funded account, and then go to your, the smallest account moving slow. I think that's a smart move. But that would be my 2 cents there. As far as what you should trade, totally up to you. It's preference. You see a lot of guys that trade futures, trade U.S. indices. A lot of U.S.-based traders, kind of just makes sense to do. I'm here on ES or MES often. The S&P 500 futures contract. NASDAQ NQ is typically the favorite. Gold also very popular. But I think ES is a pretty solid starting point if you have no idea of what you're doing. But I would do it on demo. I would do it on demo for a long period of time. There's no reason to put money on the line until you're consistent in demo. Then put money on the line that you're ready to lose, because you're almost always going to lose for a long period of time once you go demo to actual live funds. And then you just keep kind of progressing from there. 10-second rule applies to the 150K. Yeah, 10-second rule applies to everything. Again, 10-second rule is that you got to hold your profitable trades for 10 seconds or more with top 1 futures. It's not an instant fail or they remove the profits. We talked about this yesterday, but they don't want to see you primarily scalping under 10 seconds for a number of reasons, but that is a clear rule. It's not, again, it's not a hard breach. It's not like they fail your account or you don't get the profits, but it's excessive violations of the 10-second rule can generate a number of problems. So I think the question is, like, are you scalping primarily for 10 seconds? Like, are you scalping for like 5-second trades? If you are, top 1 futures, Tradeify, probably not going to be great for you. Top Step or somebody with no minimum hold time rule is going to be best. If you have a trade hit extremely quickly during a high volatile period in profit, not a problem, right? A couple of those I don't think will be an issue. It's a is this primarily how you're trading type of a deal? Are majority of your profits or a large portion of your profits coming from trades held under 10 seconds? That's the way that it's discussed. What's up, gang? Get that bread, man. Yeah, we're working on it, man. Been just a back and forth slow week for me, man. not a whole lot of progress in these top 1 futures accounts this week. It's Thursday. It's been small red, small green, but I'm waiting for the market to give me what I need. We've had a lot of like not a whole lot of opportunity. Yesterday wasn't so bad, and upon review, there was a couple of instances where I could see getting really aggressively involved. It was before I hopped off the live, right around those 20s. It was just a really aggressive play, but you know, trusting that level, right? Just trusting that level, letting it be a stop loss or a take profit, you know, would have paid nicely. But that's just part of trading. You got to put your trades on, let them play out. So we got 10 a.m. Not a whole lot out of obviously Trump speaking. It's a red folder news event due to hold a press conference about the U.S.-UK trade relationship at the White House. I'm guessing he's not talking yet. I'm guessing as soon as he starts to say something, we're going to see a wild movement out of these markets. Again, just so we're on the same page with the quick move that I'm going to pull, I like to talk about stuff so you understand that it's pre-planned. This is if-then statements. It's not knee-jerk reactions. I'm looking at these levels here. If we come down towards or quickly through the 65s, I'm going to look to aggressively get long. I think that would be a clean out of liquidity, and we are likely to see at least a bounce back up to prior lows broken in the downtrend before we just rip our faces off to the downside. If we rip our faces off to the downside, I'm out for, you know, $500+. And I think in that case, we are continuing way lower. We are not going to find, support. Conversely, we start to blast to the upside. I don't have an immediate trade. I would be waiting for, let's just take a look at bookmap. Yeah, I'd be waiting for the 5700s. I'm going to get rid of this because this is getting moved around. I'd be waiting for the 5700s, if not higher, the 5710s, you know, up above these levels for a potential reversion to the downside. But I don't know that I'd want to aggressively step in short. Not the way that I'm going to pull it down here. I think if we start to crack to the upside, this could be off to the races. We're breaking out, and you know, we're going to see like 750, 800. That's on the board for me today, based on higher time frame price action, market structure, and what we've just been seeing out of the way the market's reacting to any bit of news that comes out, which is positive. So that's my thought process. But again, I'm anticipating somebody starts talking, Trump, somebody starts speaking, and we look to crack to the upside. So if we wick down lower first and then start to reject, I'm going to look aggressively long on it. That's my thought process, guys. That's my thought process. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Nothing yet. Yeah, nothing yet. 10:07 a.m. Again, it's scheduled for right now. So I don't know what the game plan is. I don't know if he's speaking already. I don't watch the stuff. I just am aware of when it is. Expect the increase in volatility. I don't try to interpret it. I don't try to understand what the market's going to do in relation to, you know, whatever somebody's saying. Yeah, so I'm looking at a second setup here, right? If we do not come down into these levels, we don't hit these 70s and 65s, and we start to leave them again from down here, pushing to the upside, I could see along with a stop loss just below session low. I really don't like that trade as much as this getting cleaned out first. Here we go. Let's see. Here we go. I'm waiting for 65 on this one, guys. 200 on a lot. 200 lots on the book or bouncing around that level at 670. There we go. Looks like we want to grab that. That is filling. I'm going to look aggressively long through these 65s. Again, this is very counter. We might not hit it, but I'm really not going to be waiting for any kind of rejection down there. It's going to be a very aggressive long play for a bounce. I'd love for us to come through it right now. Don't bounce off the 70s. Yeah, we're bouncing off the 70s. Let's see. We might get it at the 70s, but again, 65 on the book. Nothing really below that. I think we crack down here. I'd be taking it long. Again, it's a very aggressive, liquidity sweep type play. They either play really nicely with you or very quickly against you, especially if you don't wait for any type of, any type of hesitation or confirmation. It would just be entering aggressively. Really, as we start to come through that level, anticipating we start to bounce. Soon as that fills and we see buyers step in on bookmap, I am going to take it long. And I can show you after the fact, if I get this trade, why, just really clearly what happened on bookmap. We can watch it play out in hindsight, whether the trade works or not. But that's what I'm looking at. Bookmap helping me out because we did return to these levels, right? Kept me out of getting long earlier, anticipating us to come down and do what we're doing right now. Do we bounce here is the question. Do we just rip my face off to the downside? I'm stepping in front of a falling knife, trying to catch a falling knife. That's the question. But waited patiently, right? 40 minutes with you guys, hanging out. I'm going to take my trade as it presents itself. This is pretty much the only opportunity that I see setting up for me personally. At least right now. Are we going to come into these 65s, man? Damn. Not going to do it. Liquidity building above. Gotta wait. Gotta wait for the level. Here's the tough part of not FOMOing in before your level gets hit. It's loving the 70s. I want to wick to the 65s. It might go and tap the 62.5s. We rip to the upside from this. It's not a miss trade for me because that final level's not hit. But we'll see. We'll see if this one does get tagged. I'm waiting for one more crack lower before we potentially see a reversion back up to that area of high volume, back up towards VWAP. Here we go. We are looking to aggressively trade it. There's some volume behind that. We're sitting here. I'm in long on this one, guys. Very aggressive play. Very aggressive play. We cracked through this. Sellers can rip our face off to the downside, but I'm looking at this as a potential rejection like we started to do from the 70s. Off of these 65s. We come down through the 50s. I think we are going to take the 50s out and aggressively head down to the 30s, in which case we are turning this into a very, very bearish day. So I'm long one. I'm going to throw a take profit in here just in case we bounced really, really aggressively. I'm not going to hold to this level. I'm going to manage this aggressively on the upside, but just in case Trump starts to speaking. Ooh, man. Yeah, no, we might just dump right here. So I'll show you what happened on bookmap after the fact. But we got a ton of liquidity coming on the book down below. A ton of buy orders. We may absolutely rip to the downside. So this came on after the 60s. After the 65s. We had pretty much nothing on the book. 662s had like 82 orders. Now that we cracked through that level, we have hundreds of lots stacking up on the book down below. We had orders at 75. Those got pulled. I'm going to trust my stop right as far as coming down right now. We start to crack back up here. I'm going to aggressively manage this into profit with a stop loss. I'm going to trail into profit, same way that I did yesterday. But this may absolutely dump in the blink of an eye. We have a lot of liquidity that came on the book down below, up above. Not until we really start to push all the way back up past like the 720s. So let's see what happens here, guys. This could be a dicey one. Like I said, entering very aggressively, not waiting for any confirmation, accepting the risk of, pulling a move like that. But right as we cracked through this, right at about, 10:12 a.m., 10:11, 10:12 a.m. we started to get a lot on the book down below, all the way through the 45s and the 40s. So this could be a really rapid push lower if we're going to fill this. I still like it for a bounce, right? Trades on, whether I like it or not, trades on. I will manage if we start to crack to the upside. Yeah, we start to crack to the upside back through the 70s. I'm going stop loss in profit. I want to see this immediately continue to the upside. We come back down through this low. I think it's going to be lights out on this one. But again, you know, fairly light risk for what I'm putting on in these accounts, allowing myself multiple trades. But yeah, I don't know if this is Trump speaking yet. I really don't. It's 10:14. I don't think that he's yapping yet. I think we would see a gnarly candle that prints. That could easily ice me out of this one as well. Could work in my favor. You know, take profits in up here if we just cracked to the upside. Again, I'm not looking to hold all the way to a certain arbitrary level. I'm looking to trail, but just on the instance where we saw a Trump candle print and we saw something just wick and rip our face to the upside, that one's there. Yeah, not getting the bounce off of the 65s. I know I'm commenting a lot on this, but these play out quickly, so one of the comments from guys that I respect in my community was talk through your trade, right? Kind of like what you're seeing and why you're doing what you're doing. So again, a lot of liquidity came on the book to the downside, a lot that was not there before. I will look at this after I manage the trade just in case this starts moving quickly. I don't want to overlay my screen with bookmap. Trades on, I would like to have seen nothing down below. We don't have that. I'm trusting my stop where it is. It will either be a full stop out or a profitable trade. If we continue to push up past the 70s or into the 70s, I'm going to trail in profit on this very aggressively. It's either going to really aggressively pop from this level, right, after sweeping liquidity, or we're going to chop around a lot and come back down through. So not going to trail just yet, but again, up into the 70s where we start to test this level. I want to either see a push through or we're going to come back down through. This could just be a break and retest right up here where we come back down through these lows really aggressively. But trades on, long from, 665 on the nose. All right, guys, I'm going to go break even on this, plus a tick or two. I want to see this start to push. We got another candle forming to the upside that's getting ready to close. We come back down through this level. I want to be out. I'm going to continue to trail into profit. Didn't find buyers right here at the 65s. We pulled back. We've chopped here a bit, but I want to see this rejection and continuation like we're starting to get right now. We come back down through. There's way too much on the book to let this turn into a loser. There we go. Let's see. Can we get through the 70s really aggressively here? Not just yet. But in a risk-free trade, so not unhappy with that. I want to see us start to crack through. I'm going to leave it down here for now. Would really like to see this continue. Again, the thesis with trailing like this is after we find buyers at whatever key level that I'm looking at, allowing for 10 points of risk, 40 ticks, as we start to move into profit, we should continue into profit pretty damn quickly. If we don't and we start to chop around and we come back and forth through the entry, it becomes more likely that we continue the downside. So here we go again. I'm going to choke up on this trade. I'm going to go right below this 1 minute candle, at least for now. There we go. Continuing to the upside through the 70s. I'm going to trail very tightly here, guys. Very tightly. Very, very tightly. And this is nice. You guys can watch this kind of trade management style play out. Key level, I want to see us crack all the way to the 75s now, right? Thought process is we are going to continue. We have liquidity building up down below. If we start to turn, I think we're going to rip to the downside. I don't want any part of that. So, yeah, showing me 300 some odd bucks of profit. Stop set $225 right now. Let's see if we can hold through these 70s. If not, we're out for 225 across 3 accounts. No complaints. Nice. Continuing to push. I'm going to go right below that 1 minute candle. Continuing to trail really aggressively. I want to see this rip. Okay, trailed out for 272. I'm happy with that right now. I'll show you guys what we're looking at on bookmap. Again, very aggressive trade management style, right? Not typically what you've seen from me on the 15-minute time frame where I let these trades breathe and move around and go stop loss back and forth all day, right? Especially on a day like today. Okay, so let's see what happens here. Let's watch how this trade management style plays out, right? Because if we continue to just rip to the upside, I trailed myself out of a good trade, right? If I left the stop loss all the way down, where it was, or at break even, you'd say, hey, Zach, that trade management style didn't help you out. You would have realized, much more profit if you just allowed it to come back on you. For what I see with this style, and again, this is a style that I really want to get better at myself, trading these volatile markets, getting very aggressive in the long run plays out better than just letting it wick back and forth. So for right now, 272, and again, not done yet. 800 bucks across 3 accounts. We'll see if we can't keep rolling from there. But again, let's watch trade management, right? And this is how you decide how you want to manage your trades. You throw your either your executions on, right? My entry was actually right at 65 with a stop at 55. You throw your executions or your take profit tools on, and you say, okay, I know what I did, right? I managed my trade into all the way into profit here, stop loss right below 1 minute candle lows. I got trailed out right there. Had I not done that, what if I just moved stop loss to break even, right? Do we come back and stop me at break even? What if I didn't move stop loss at all after moving into profit? Do we come back and take me out? And then what happens in the next 30, 40, 50 trades? Not on this next one, right? Because any one trade, it's going to be random, right? Trump can make a comment right now, and this thing rips 100 points to the upside or downside, blink of an eye. But what happens in the next 30, 40, 50, 60 trades, right? How many continue in profit without ever coming back to stop loss? How many made it to some profit where you could have capitalized on almost 300 bucks, and they came all the way back down to stop you out for a negative 500, right? Also, what happened on that individual trade? Was it like today where we had a ton of orders come on the book down below, and you are like, hey, I am quickly losing faith in this, so I'm definitely going to manage like today? That comes into your journal, right? Making notes. Why did you do what you do? How did that play out? Do a little bit more of what's working, a little bit less of what's not. So let's look at this on bookmap. And I know you guys are talking in the chat, but taking a quick W. I don't have an immediate setup on this coming up next. I'm going to throw the link to bookmap in because this is an example of where I find it extremely helpful. Again, I'm affiliated, partnered with bookmap. I utilize it in my trading. I'm using it right now. I'm going to just explain exactly how I used it. But remember, I stand to make money, so I can't be unbiased, right? Here's what I was looking at, right? We had orders up above at the 5700s. Let me come way back. We had a lot up at 5700, so that's why I had that marked. That came off, but we continued to have orders below. And initially, I was watching the 70s, right? Then I said, hey, the 65s really started to stack up. We didn't have a lot down here much at all until we got all the way down to 650. So on a reversion trade off the 65s, which is playing out pretty nicely right now, I wanted to see us bounce there, find these buyers, and continue to the upside, right? Watch what happened as we started to come through. Nothing popped up like crazy down below until we cracked through the 70s, found some buyers there, came through the 60s pretty aggressively, but watch what happened down below here as we started to come through the 60s. More and more and more stacked up on the book down below. Now, when this happens, and if this was here, I wouldn't be trading long off the 65s. I would anticipate, hey, we're coming through every level to the downside. Sellers are outweighing buyers. They are eating these buy orders up, not finding buyers that are ready to step in, and we are just ripping to the downside. So that is additional reason for caution. I didn't manage that trade any differently really than I would have if this wasn't here, to be honest, but that's what I was discussing. Along with that, not a whole lot up above price, not a ton that comes on the book and says, hey, sellers want to get involved up here. We want to pull these, we want to pull price higher. So that's reason for caution down here. This is order flow. This is level 2 data. These are buy and sell orders. If you don't know what we're looking at on the book, above and below price. This is live liquidity. That's why I make those jokes when people say they're liquidity traders. They talk about where liquidity is and they don't use any form of order flow. I use this in a very dumb guy pattern recognition way. I really am almost ignoring the market narrative behind market mechanics and auction theory because I just don't find it helpful. I just use pattern recognition the same way that I use in my technical analysis on a candlestick chart. So these orders are staying on the book down below. We do have some all the way back up towards those 700s, but really above. So from here, this looks like we still want to climb, but absolutely a reason for caution and aggressively trailing. I'm more than happy to watch this rip from here and not be part of it, trailing myself out in profit as we start to pull back, because this is reason for caution. Reason for caution. So here we go to the upside. Here we go to the upside. And I'll see what we got on the chat. There we go. Wow, look at that. Nice knife, man. Yeah, so again, watching trade management on this specific trade, right? On this specific trade, just stop loss to break even or not touching at all would have allowed me to capture, you know, a much larger profit, right? A really, really quick profit. But again, very volatile, counter trend, right? Or at least counter to the move that's happening right here. It's not like a continuation trade, right? It's not like a high time frame continuation trade, and I want to be aggressive with management. So we'll, again, what I do and how I manage this and kind of understand what this looks like. Continue to journal, continue to review at the end of every week, throw your executions on the chart, say, what did I do? What would happen if I did something differently? If doing something differently would consistently generate a higher P&L number, maybe you look at doing something differently consistently. You know, that's the thought process. As simple as that sounds, that's really it. This looks like Trump started to speak right here, right? And now the market's interpreting that positively. I could see one of two things. Big surprise, it goes up or down. I could see a face ripper to the downside or a massive pump from here. I really could, based on what he says. But this is primed to go either way, right? If we sold off all the way into the 1030 time frame and now find buyers and market is liking what he says, this could be the blow off top, like we talked about, higher time frame view, right? Coming out of this consolidation after sweeping below these lows down here, this could be the rocket. This could really be the rocket. And gun to my head, that's what I would anticipate. Conversely, if we start to sell off, I think we come way down through the 650s, down towards the 630s pretty quickly. We come and check these lows out again, but I don't know that that's in store. Don't know. So let's see. Again, watching this, I think my follow-up trade is if we continue to find buyers, I'm going to look for a long. I'm going to look for another long. It would be different. It wouldn't be an aggressive buy on selling pressure. It would be more of a continuation trade that I would still manage aggressively. Again, fairly large size, tight stop loss. But let's see what happens as we approach VWAP again. That's not what I wanted to do. Sorry, guys. I got random music playing in the background. Got ads and music playing in the background. That's not good. Watching this thing pop. Yeah, man. So direction was solid off of the 65s. I mean, here's my case for using bookmap, right? I don't have levels of structure to work with down here. This is not really some level of structure or even volume. This is the last bookmap level that was down here. We traded past it by 5 3/4 points, and now we are up 17 from it. Again, trailed myself out very aggressively on the way back up, anticipating that this continues, really not wanting to sit through any of this crap, right? We start to kind of chop back down around here, don't want to be part of it. This one took me out. On another day, this just continues, and I'm in on a rip to the upside. But we watch trade management, we review. But I'm happy with that trade so far and direction playing out. So I'm going to watch what happens up here near VWAP. We come back and forth, form some more structure, and then continue the upside. I could see a long play setting up. But I see you guys in chat. How do you know there's sell orders? So orders on bookmap, they are resting buy orders below price and sell orders above price. That's all we're able to see. Those are limit orders resting on the book. We don't see buy orders above price because they technically could not be resting on the book. There would have to be a stop order, which is not sitting and visible. You can see executed stop orders on bookmap as a way of tracking it, but it's in hindsight. It's after the fact, right? So, and you can't see anybody that's ready to place a market order for 1,000 lots, right? Or to feed orders onto the market, because they're not visible until somebody actually presses the button. So that's what you can and can't see with bookmap. Good trade. Yeah. It also helps lower your consistency score. I don't know exactly what we're talking about, but having small profit, maybe that's what we're talking about. I'm not exactly sure. Let's see. Yeah, I missed a lot of chatting as I was focused up on that one. Let me go all the way back up to the bread comment. Trade Forex pretty profitably. That's why I asked. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, futures is not too much different. No. Futures is sweet, man. So I think definitely check it out. I would get comfortable on, I would still get comfortable on either maybe the smallest account like you talked about or demo, and then work from there. Really interesting in learning the volume graph on the right by price. Looks like it tells you market direction good enough to not use bookmap. So if you want to learn about this visible range volume profile, I just dropped 2 videos on it. You can hop on to my YouTube after this. I got 2 videos on visible range volume profile. Really, the last one is just a basic, like not even back testing, just scrolling back randomly and showing you how much it's respected and how you can utilize it in your trading. I think you would enjoy that. Not to be taken by facility. Watching you guys short, see money, take money. Trump is tired of winning. Great trade. Thank you. Profits at the end of the day. Absolutely, man. Sure, brother. Don't worry about it out. Yeah, man. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys hopping on, man. We're still hanging out. 1 trade, 1 win. Initial risk of $500, trailed into profit very quickly, made it a risk-free trade very quickly. Did continue in my direction. So looking at trade management, being aggressive on that one, where had I just left it alone, we continue to rip to the upside. Again, journaling and looking at what happens more often than not. I think what you will see on a day like today, we wick back down here, take Zach out before we continue in this movement. And being aggressive is going to help. But, we look at the law of large numbers, right? What happens over the next, large sample size, right? Large sample size of trades. That's the paradox that we're faced with as traders. It's very difficult to work within. Market's very random, very inconsistent on the short term, but it's very consistent on the long term. Very, very, very consistent on the long term. And if you can wrap your head around that and operate like a casino, you can start to make money trading, right? That's the thought process. That's my rant for today. Think about a game of roulette. Think about a game of blackjack. There is a purely random outcome on that next individual game, right? The next spin or hand being dealt. But in the long run, there is a small but clearly objectively present edge in the casino's favor in almost every single one of those games. I think in every game. And while they don't need to know what's going to happen next, they know in the next huge sample size of games played, they're making money. And that's the mindset that you need to have in the market. All the way back to VWAP, man. There we go. Back to VWAP. All the way through this area of high volume. Looking like the market likes what Trump is saying. Again, guys, I'm gonna try to capitalize on this as I'm calling it, but these markets are volatile and it's difficult to structure risk. So while I often have direction and areas correct, capitalizing on it, that's the difficult part, right? Anybody can sit back and be a market commentator or a market enthusiast. Can you make money trading it? That's the key. But this is looking strong. This was looking strong right here after that initial rejection, failure to move back past the 70s and to push back up. Yeah, man, maybe on another day when Trump's not talking, I try along from way up there again. But this thing might start to take off. Watching bookmap, we still have orders all over down below. All all the way down to the 45s. We do have orders up above that we looked at before that are still sitting on the book. 775, way up above price, has a massive stack, like 580 or 600 something. So we that's very far away from price to really start to take into consideration. But we start to climb this again. I think this could be it could be a blow off top type deal, but it also could just be the slow grind. We could also chop and reject here for a little bit longer and then pull the Friday slow grind. We could do none of that, but I'm looking at this to the upside. What's going on? Long just one micro. Very nice. Very nice. Hi, guys. Like this live. He deserves it. Hey, man, smash the like button. I appreciate you guys. You don't have to do anything. I see a bunch of people hopped on. If you're new, again, I know I repeat this, and I'm sure it gets old for the people that are on here every day. If you're new, my name's Zach. Real Deal Futures, Real Deal Zach on socials. I'm here trading live almost every damn day on YouTube, showing you what real trading looks like for me. Wins, losses, break evens, everything in between. I don't claim to be the best trader, to know everything, or have some magic strategy, or to be perfect. None of that. I'll just show you what trading looks like for me for free here. Also run a free Discord. I'm partnered and affiliated with companies that I think are awesome and I stand to make money from, like Top One Futures. You want to check them out. Link is in the chat. It's pinned. This deal right here, one more time, is ending tomorrow at 9 p.m. These are the accounts that I'm trading right here. These are instant funded, straight to funded, no evaluation. 150K, copy trading 3 of them. You can get in. They're like $360. It's crazy. $360, $6,000 worth of working capital. I'm super bullish on it. But again, I'm biased, stand to make money. So do your own research, make your own decision. Code RDF if you want to check that out. Links in the chat. I'll drop it again for you guys. But I'm not going anywhere just yet. We're hanging out. We're hanging out. Market's moving. We're gonna see what happens next. Ooh. Now, okay, now decision-making time, right? This is nice. Do we have a face ripper to the downside, right? Are we looking at Skeletor rip your entire face off, come through the 40s all the way to the downside, or do we just pull back a little bit here, take everybody out that was getting long through VWAP, and then start to crack to the upside again? If we continue to the upside, I'm looking long on this. I don't have a short really aggressively off of VWAP. It's just not my play today, not with the type of high time frame market structure that we've seen. This could obviously be a clear short for another person. That would be paying you really nicely, even on a really aggressive entry as soon as we start to sell off. Nice scalp to the downside on VWAP. Beautiful. Look at how nicely VWAP's respected. So I'm going to be in wait and see mode right now. We have a short. I'm not in it. I think we knife. If we start to push back up towards these highs aggressively, I think this is one more sweep to the downside before we start to continue. And I'm going to look long. Let's see what we get out of this market. Whoa, OBS, don't do that to me. Let's see. We are still hanging, watching this market. I don't know. I don't trust this. I don't trust this one just yet, man. I think this could be the clean out before we move higher. This could be the flush before we move higher, or we start to come out of this area of high volume, this area of consolidation. We reject VWAP like this. This could be really gnarly to the downside. So decision making time short. We start to rip our face off to the downside. I don't have a trade. It's not in my setup. Just don't have a setup. We start to continue the upside following that higher time frame structure. Same style, looking long. I could see this. I could see this to set up. Ooh, this could be gnarly though. Really, market doesn't like what Trump said, huh? Interesting. Is anybody in the chat watching the Trump deal? Whatever he's talking about. I'm assuming he's talking. It was scheduled for 10. He must have said what he needed to say, or he's still talking, answering questions. Maybe one of you guys could let me know. I'm not going to open up 47 more windows to try to figure that out. Drop it like it's hot. Yeah. Posh, Zach, what's up, man? What's going on? What's happening? Not even started yet. Oh, Mark, thank you. He hasn't even started yet, guys. All right. I don't know that I can go anywhere. I got to see it. He hasn't even started yet. It's classic, man. He pulls up like an hour late to the press conference. Yeah. Yep. All right. So no, I thought that might have been the start of it, just because it was like 22 minutes in. I figured, but I guess not yet. Not yet. So kind of just chopping so far. Then maybe we're just kind of bouncing around until he starts speaking. Classic. So we'll have to see. Again, I'm waiting. I don't really have another setup on this just yet. This looks like we want to chop around this area of high volume, right? Probably around VWAP, right around this temporary volume point of control, or this area of high volume, since now I scrolled down and moved down here. Around VWAP, maybe before he starts talking. Interesting. Very interesting. But what's going on, man? We got somebody here from Tampa. Yeah, man. If you guys don't know, I did the in-person event in Tampa, 2-day deal with ASFX, a ton of other awesome traders, sponsors. It was sick. The in-person stuff is so cool. I'm going to go to everything I can possibly go to, and I recommend you do the same. There's nothing like being surrounded by traders, everybody that's no matter where you fall, right? If you're a beginner, if you're experienced, everybody there had such a positive reaction. And just me personally, it was awesome. You get so many different perspectives. You get to see what so many people are doing, what's working for them, what they're struggling with, and there's so much you take away. The saying is usually like, if you leave with one thing, you did pretty good. I left with dozens, man. So welcome, man. Happy to see you here. Happy to see you here. Met some great traders, man. Great traders, that were in the audience, and then really driven individuals that are, all on the same journey, right? Of just constantly getting better. So it was awesome. I don't know when the next will be. I don't know what's going to be up next, but I'm sure there'll be something in the future. You're going to hear a lot out of me about it, because I think it's one of the best ways to spend your time if you're serious. If you're serious about trading. Getting a community, right? And again, there was like half a dozen different speakers, all with different styles of trading, different communities, different thought processes across a lot of different things. And it's not like you're going to resonate with everybody or everybody's community, but and maybe it's nobody that was speaking, right? Like a lot of people left that were going to be trading together, guys from the show. I think that's just awesome, because trading is so isolating. It's so lonely. There is no trading club, right? Or like sports team or your local county trading, thing that you can go to on the weekend. There's none of it. So unless you put yourself out there and find things like that, I think you're doing yourself a disservice. So I'm going to be really vocal about whenever the next one's coming up, for sure. That was awesome. Watching this chop down here, man. Yeah, late again. Gamble time. I think it'll pump as soon as he talks. Yeah, gun to my head. If you said, Zach, you got to make a call, I think it pops as soon as he starts talking. I think we knife up like 20 points as soon as he starts. That's just, pure speculation. Not going to trade that, but that would make me feel like Custer at Little Big Horn. Not sure I would make it alive. John, I don't know. I don't understand the reference, but I'm going to assume it's a good one. I'll have to look it up after I get off the live. uh, yeah, in-person stuff's cool. Waiting for Trump to start talking. Market's drifting lower again, man. Drifting lower again. Eating up liquidity to the downside. I don't think we run before he starts, man. I don't. Didn't get followed through to the upside. Buyers are really not ripping it higher. Like, gun to my head, I'm long from right here again. Because I could see us coming back up to VWAP and maybe just to the high end of this consolidation, just trading this kind of rangy. I don't know that I want to I don't know that I want to be in here if he's about to start yapping. I don't know that I want to be in here with a stop right here, but if he's about to start. But I could see I could see buyer stepping in and volume on this candle. I could definitely see a continuation back towards VWAP, but I don't know that I'm going to try another one just yet. It's not super clear setup. There's liquidity above and below. Now it's kind of choppy. Waited patiently for my initial trade that paid me. Not what I want right now. Would really like to turn these into larger or winning or losing days for that matter, but I gotta wait for setups for me personally. And I can see it off the 65s again. We got a lot of liquidity back down to 65 again. I am cautious if we approach this another time. You know, we may break and run, right? This may be a hold of VWAP, and now I'm trying to counter twice. But I might take the exact same play, guys. We got liquidity down below at 65. We got liquidity all the way up towards 690. Choppy, rangy, anticipating this to be continuing until Trump starts speaking. And then also just pure speculation that we start to pop whenever he does talk. Would support this trade idea, but it's not a beautiful setup. Be right back, guys, while we are hanging out here, waiting for Trump to start talking. Back in action with you guys. Still drifting lower, looks like. Nothing from Trump yet, huh? I actually got to look it up. So I don't know how long I can hang. Don't know how long I can hang to wait for this guy to start talking. Yeah, not yet. Not yet. All right. It says I see the thing live. It says it'll be speaking shortly. Not yet. That's funny. 10:49. It was scheduled for 10 a.m. Yeah, I don't know. Oh no. But if you guys are still on here, I appreciate you being here. Who knows what time it is? Drum roll. Chat, what time is it? Giveaway time. It's giveaway time. Form's getting ready to drop in the chat right here, right now, guys. We are giving away a straight to funded 50K. I'm going to go ahead and throw this right now in the chat. I'm sorry. We were almost there. Ding, 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 ding. We get as many likes as viewers. Right now, there are 45 concurrent viewers. We need 45 likes on the stream, and the form will drop. You'll have 10 minutes, and somebody will be getting funded instantly with a top 1 futures 50K straight to funded. We got 25 likes right now. We got 45 people on here right now. There were more people on here before, and they probably liked and left, so not even all of you have to smash the like button. But we got to get up to 45, at least 45 likes. Let's do it. I see it jumping right now. Oh, yeah, you guys are quick with it. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Keep going. Keep going. Almost there. Almost there. Form's getting ready to drop. Again, I'll give you guys about 10 minutes to get the form filled out. Do not spam the form. This is your warning, right? Don't spam the form. If you fill it out more than once, I'm going to make sure that you don't win and that I kick you from everything that I do. Also, if you use a fake name and email thinking you're slick, right? Like, I get it. We all want to have more chances. I understand. You're not going to be able to trade because it comes directly from Top 1 Futures intentionally. And if you have another account under another email, or you won one in the past on a different email and then you get a different one, you won't be able to trade. They don't allow you to have more than one account. So don't do that. And don't do that. Please don't. You're wasting it for yourself, and you'll ruin it for everybody. Don't spam the form. 1 entry per person. You have great odds. There's 40. Wow, there's a couple people left. Look, it's even better for you guys. Now there's only 41 people on here. It's great. You have 1 in 41 odds, unless more people hop on. Relax. Don't worry. We're waiting for it, guys. We're waiting for it. Form's going to drop in the chat. It's going to be pinned as soon as we hit 45. I see 44 so far. Smash the like button. Hit the like button if you guys want the giveaway. Give you guys 10 minutes. But smash the like button first, guys. We're getting ready to run the giveaway. Let me throw it up on here. As we're popping off of the 70s, what are we doing? What are we doing, chat? What are we doing? Yeah, didn't want to go take out the 65s. Looks like we're going to climb back up to some liquidity at the 85s. Back and forth chop ahead of Trump. Maybe I'll hang out for it, but this is just choppy price action. Trading reversions off some extremes would work, but nothing too crazy. But guys, smash the like button. It is time for the giveaway. We're giving away 1. Nobody freak out because we gave away 1 this week. Hence 2 per week. 1 50K instant funded, straight to funded with Top 1 Futures. Let's go. All right, we got the likes. Form is dropping right now. Boom. There we go, guys. I'm going to pin it to the chat. Let's go. Let's go. Replacing the pinned message. Form is pinned to the chat. You guys got 10 minutes. I'll usually give you an extra minute or 2. But let's call it 11:05. Let's call it 11:05. I'll give you guys a couple extra minutes today. Fill the form out. 1 per person. If you spam it, I will make sure I ban your ass. You can only have 1 email from Top 1 Futures that you have 1 account with. Don't fill it out with 47 other things. If I see it filled out with more people than are on my streams, I'm going to know it's happening. So don't ruin the fun for everybody, man. You got a great chance of winning. There's like 40 people on here right now. You have a 1 in 40 chance. So now is the chance. Where's the like button? At the bottom of the video. There should be a like button down towards the bottom of the video. But form is up. Fill the form out. And you will have your entry to win. We will pick someone randomly on the stream. I use a random number selector. I don't pick my friends. We are fair when it comes to that. Let's see. Questions. Wow, we watched the market start to dump. Oh, there we go. Trump's talking. Yeah, we can see it. Trump's talking. We're watching the market dump. I try to keep that forum up so everybody knows what's going on. Forum's in the chat. We got 10 minutes. Everybody chill out. 11:05. We will pick a winner. Ripping to the downside. Trump speaking. Done. Like button's at the bottom of the screen. Smash the like button. Also subscribe if you want to chat for next time and you're on here and you can't chat. I keep subscriber mode on. Trump is talking. No, you don't need to have a top 1 account. Anybody can win. You will make a brand new top 1 account if you don't have one, and you win. Thank you guys for letting me know Trump started. As we can see, market doesn't like initially what he has to say. I still am holding a long bias. I think sweep below and we rip. Sue me, guys. I don't think this is going to dump. I think this is going to be a rip your face off to the upside. I think we're going to finish the week strong. Easy chance to go and check out this level down here, the 30s to the 25s before we do that. But obviously not yet. I'm not going to trade based off of just pure speculation, but that's my thought process. No trade for me just yet. I'm going to watch what happens down here off of prior week value area high and value area high from yesterday. Honestly, I'm tempted on a long as we clear out liquidity to the downside. Get rid of these two levels since these are toast. I'm looking at liquidity all the way down to 40. Big stack right here at the 50s. Obvious round number, the 650s. I think we could definitely find buyers here and start to pop, start to reverse. But we have it all the way down to the 40s. So same plan as last time. I don't want to trade above, right? Like I don't want to get faked out long here when we had liquidity all the way down to the 65s. If you wait for your level to be hit, oftentimes that's a good play. But this looks like we might want to just tap these areas. Value area high, prior week value area high, and start to bounce. Yep. That'd be paying us. Look at that. Look at the magical levels, guys. Oh my gosh. What a genius we are for marking off value area high and prior week value area high. Now, I always like to joke around about that. VWAP, like key level, volume profile, key level. They don't always work like that, right? Sometimes they just get ripped through, but oftentimes, man, you can trade off of very simple levels. You know, what was that bounce? Yeah, 11-point bounce. Very nice. So, guys, we are still waiting. Wait, that's not it. There we go. Form is in the chat. We are giving away a 50K, 150K instant funded from Top 1 Futures right now. Smash like, smash subscribe, fill the form out. We got about, 5-6 minutes before I pick a winner. Get going, guys. Get going. Get going. And if you guys want to hop, I see someone said, what's WAP? That is the thing that gets you signed up to Discord. Pretty simple stuff. But if you guys want to hop in the 100% free trading Discord, I'm going to throw that link in the chat since somebody always asks me. There it is. If you want to check out Top 1 Futures, right here, it's what I'm trading and showing you guys. Here is the link. 55% off plus anytime payouts with code RDF. It's going away. It's ending tomorrow evening. Don't cry if you miss it. Now's your chance. But let's get back to the market, which is reversing right off of value area high. We'll have to see what we get here, man. But again, you guys have got about 11:05. That's what we're going to say. 11:05 a.m. to get that form filled out. We'll pick a winner. You got to be on it, man. Got to be on it. Watching this thing come back down to test, chopping around down here around the lows. Yeah, I'm gonna be cautious trying this. I'm still waiting to see what happens. If we start to push off from this level, I could see it long. I don't know that buyers want to allow this thing to really sell off. Yeah, but we got liquidity down to the 40s. I think I'd have to be waiting for a move down, but that would really start to be fading higher time frame structure and the structure of the session. It would be very strong downtrend continuing all the way into 11. I don't know that I want to fade that. So it's kind of looking like a now or never type play. I wouldn't survive a sweep down below, but I could see this thing starting to pop back up right here right now. Yeah, I'm gonna hang on this one, but this looks like a long. This looks like a long for me. Finding support down here, value area high. We tried to take it down lower, couldn't do it again. Buyers taking it back up higher. I think we go and check out the 75s again, potentially higher. It's not a great setup because we do have liquidity down below all the way to the 40s. I could run it really aggressively, but it could be a very quick stop out. Which would put me small red on the day. Excuse me, guys. Yeah, on another day, I'm long here. Here's my thought process. On another day, I'm long as we start to try to break above these highs. Stop loss just below these lows. Today, I'm not because we have too much liquidity down here. We got way too much that came on the book. Way too many buy orders to the downside through the 40s. I don't know that we extend and continue. It's just a tough play to take. I think we could just so easily wick down here and continue. Now, I'm not going to trade it short because I'm just so cautious. We continue to find strong buyers on volume as we come to the downside and pop. So, you know, I'm not looking to take this thing short all the way down. I also don't have a really great way to structure risk on this. Stop would have to go, I think, like way up here for it to make sense to me. You know, I think we could come back up here, dance around a little bit, and then continue lower. So it would be a very different trade that I'm looking to take. Yeah, I can't do this one. I like it long. I really do. I think we're going to go, but I'll show you on bookmap. I'm not going to take it against this because it's just counter to what my thesis is with bookmap. Too many orders stacking up down below. I think we could easily start, if we start to sell off through these, I think we could easily rip through to the 40s, 42s really, and fill all these orders out. If there was nothing down here and we rejected off of these 55s the way that we did multiple times, and we have liquidity up here, I'm absolutely taking it. But this is how, you know, I use order flow in my trading. It's how I use bookmap. Very simple. We've continued to come through orders to the downside. We continue to go and find buy orders and really outweigh them and continue pushing lower. I don't want to jump in front of that, right? At the best, I want to wait for it all to be cleared out and then, you know, trade for a bounce to the upside. So not taking it just yet. Not taking it just yet. And you can see I wouldn't be too happy if I was in it right now. But again, on another day, I like it off of value area high, right? Key level, back to VWAP, very simple trade, back towards area of high volume. So we'll have to see what we get here. But again, coming up on the last minute to get the form filled out. Get your form filled out, guys. We are giving away a straight to funded 50K with top 1 futures right here, right now. Link is in the chat. It's pinned. Fill the form out. No purchase necessary. This is the last time I'm going to say it, and then we're going to pick a winner. Don't spam the form. Don't fill it out more than one time. Don't use multiple emails and names. You're just going to ruin it for yourself and everybody else. Please don't do that. Don't ruin the fun. Don't be that guy, right? I've been that guy before. Nobody likes that guy. Don't do that. All right, let's see, guys. We got a couple seconds left. I'm going to get ready to get the form closed out. Leave the market up. Remember, if you want to check out top 1, if you don't win, the deal is running until the end of the day tomorrow, May 9th, 55% off plus anytime payouts. It's a stupid deal. Stupid deal. That's my comments there. Nice, nice. All right, taking a look at responses here. All right, guys, come on. Last chances, last chances. Get the form filled out. Last shot. Get it in, guys. Get it in. Okay, I see last, people are still rolling in. We got people late to the party. Let's go. Come on. Come on, come on. Let's go, guys. Get the form filled out. I always give you guys a couple extra minutes because there's always people like last second, I guess that hop on or whatever it is, but give everybody the time. All right, guys, here we go. And the form is closing right now. Boom. All right, let's refresh responses. Very nice, very nice. We have... Beautiful. We have, let's see, we have 36 entries, 36 responses today. Let's get the random number generator pulled up and get a winner picked. Give me a minute, guys. Give me a minute, guys. I'm going to try to do this because I got 2 things on my screen and I don't want to dox anybody. So give me a second. I'm going to block this. Hang on. Everybody's staying tight. Don't worry. I'll be right back. Hang on. We're not going anywhere. Hang tight. You guys should be able to hear me. Not going anywhere just yet. Everybody chill out. All right. We're back. We're back in action. We're back in action. The suspense is killing me. Yeah. I'm always cautious with anybody's information, right? So I'm here live with you guys. I'm an idiot, I'm not a tech wizard. So last thing I ever want to do is like accidentally put somebody's information out there. Not that it's super incriminating. It's your name and email, worst case scenario. All right, here we go. We have a random number generator selected. We have between 2 and 37 for the way that this Google form fills out. Somebody is getting funded right here, right now with a 50K from Top 1 Futures. If you don't win it today, come back tomorrow. You might be in store for something nice. Come back next week. Keep coming back. We're going to continue to run these. Here we go. Random number generator. Number 15 today. Number 15. I'm going to take a screenshot. Let's see who number 15 is today. Hang on. I take screenshots just so when the trolls come out and say, you pick your friends, because I didn't win. Number 15 is Leigh Edmonds. Leigh Edmonds. Edmonds. Leigh E. Congratulations. Looks like Elizabeth. Very, very nice. Congrats. You are the winner of a straight to funded 50K with Top 1 Futures. Happy to support you guys. Happy to be doing this. I'm not going anywhere just yet, but remember, smash subscribe, man. If you want info on when these are rolling out, hop in the free Discord. Try to give you guys little hints and let you know what we got going on. Posted it 47 times across my socials yesterday. Maybe that was a hint to tune in today. But congrats. Again, if you didn't win, you had a 1 in 36 chance today. 1 in 36 chance today to win. I think that's pretty damn good relative to what I see going on and what's being given out. So congratulations. I'm going to take a screenshot so we remember. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Screenshot. Nice. Congrats. No, yeah, I thought the same. Congrats, Elizabeth. Awesome. Congratulations. Awesome. Well done. Yeah, we got somebody else with a similar name. But yeah, somebody on Tuesday had the exact same name. You guys all have similar names, so I'm sorry if you didn't win. It was close name to you. But congratulations. Absolutely. You guys are awesome. Everybody always says congrats. Super supportive. Awesome. Absolutely. Thanks for the chance to win. Congrats, congrats, congrats. Listen, man, keep tuning in. I'm thankful for Top 1, right? They're supporting me to support you guys. I try to give back as much as I can. You guys are awesome for being on here. I really enjoy doing them on the streams. I think it's a great chance to win. I think it's people that are on the streams that are here with me hanging out that have a chance to win. So it's awesome. Yeah, man, watching this market find buyers. Here was the trade like I talked about just now. I'm going to scope this out for a little longer with you guys on here. And to the winner, you will get an email. I'll be following up through email. That's what this one could have looked like for a move back towards VWAP. That'd be almost paying a 1-to-1. Again, I said on another day where we don't have so much liquidity down here, I like this long. I think we might continue to the upside here. We could easily just chop and drift lower, but this is looking like long plays today to me. Obviously carrying a long bias. It would have worked a couple times so far. But, yeah, I'm going to have to sit patient on the rest of this one, guys. Coming into some liquidity here. I can see a crack up towards VWAP coming. But I'm not going to jump into anything too wild right now. So, yeah, on that note, I'll wrap it up, guys. I don't have another one setting up. Choppy back and forth market. Took a win getting long on the test of a nice key level here. Trailed out in profit. Worked out nicely. No complaints there. Remember, guys, I'm live here almost every day, 9:30 a.m. Eastern. Smash subscribe, hop in the free Discord, check out Top 1 Futures. The deal ends tomorrow. I don't think it's going to be a great deal. After that, it's going to be rolled back. It's going to be a great deal, but it's going to be rolled back. Not going to be as aggressive. So that's my 2 cents. Remember, guys, I'm not a financial advisor. I don't provide financial advice. Trading's risky. Most traders lose money. If you trade, you're probably going to lose all your money. I'm just an idiot here yapping on YouTube, having fun for entertainment purposes only. Make your own trading decisions. Do your own research. Read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is, even in funded prop firm accounts. And the affiliate and partnership disclaimer that says I stand to make money from links and codes in my content like bookmap and Top 1 Futures and code RDF. Talk to you guys soon. Have an awesome stream. Elizabeth, there we go. Congratulations. There we go. Awesome. Yeah. You'll get an email after the stream, sometime between today and tomorrow morning. You'll get one. Top 1 Futures will follow up, get you set up with a 50K straight to funded, and keep us updated. Keep us updated here on the stream. Keep us updated in Discord. We got a couple people now that are funded with these, so I think it would be awesome to see you guys make it to a payout. Take it slow and low. There's no rush, and trade well. Anyway, guys, I will see you tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. Have a great rest of the day. Trade safe if you're going to continue trading. Talk to you guys soon.